Alright, guys. We got Hero in the bottom left side of the map. Solar in the top right. It's a best of 5. It is the Rongyi Cup quarterfinals, I believe. Quarter? Semis? One of those. If someone types bracket in the chat, we'll find out. It's a big PvZ, though, a match which we've had really interesting matchups between these two recently. I am curious that Hero is gate scouting. Ew. What is this wall? What are you even thinking when you place a building like this? Guys, there are like basic rules to walling off. Like if you want to leave a choke point here, you start with the pylon there and then you build a gateway and a cyber core above it. And that would be fine, I believe, on most maps. Probably not on this map. But you never try to leave like a giant gap. Like I just don't know why. It's just Hero, man. I guess he builds a pylon here later on and then that'll be the choke point. But like, it's just, it's so easy to wall off the current map. But I've had no issues walling off this map pool at all, and I don't memorize where the wall goes. I literally just go down and hover the pylon. I go to place the pylon, and I just go, as long as the power field's just touching the edges, like on any other map, I just chuck the pylon about here, build my gate, build my cyber core, leave a space between, fill it in with the third building. It's like, it's really basic. I do it every single map. I don't study any of the new maps. I haven't had a problem walling off in so many seasons, and somehow Hero just leaves these friggin' gaping openings like all the time. It's crazy. Dancing around. 2 queens, 2 zerglings on the way. Solar's been good about skimping on the zerglings, but you got to be careful because sometimes that means the pylon block can go down on the third. Did steal a few minerals there. Did Hero. Solar's work mining is really good though. He's kept it doubled up. There will be an adept getting chronoed across this map. Hero goes for a pretty quick Stargate, 217. Not badly timed. 2 zerglings coming out to make sure that third base is cleared. Surprised he's not attacking the probe. And Solar still hasn't sent a drone to the third. Okay, sends it now. I guess he didn't notice that probe standing there. I don't think you go for a pylon here. It doesn't really make any sense. But Hero is a mad lad, so sometimes he does do things that don't make sense. Hatchery will go down here on 275 minerals. And the double inject's already started. Link speed's gone down. Normally about 31 supply, you go for a third queen. But he's actually gone Overlord before third queen, which is interesting. Pretty much every European goes third queen even before the third hatchery. Whereas Solar not only goes third hatchery, goes third hatchery and Overlord, which is going to delay the third queen, but it's going to give him earlier ability to power out drones because he gets out of that 36 supply block a bit faster. So this is a more economic version of the opening. And I think that's better against the Void Ray build because the Void Ray build, which Hero's been spamming recently, doesn't force Spore Crawlers. You don't need extra queens early on or anything like that either. Good creep tumor snipe though. That is a nuisance. The trick here for Solar is realizing it's a Void Ray, pulling back this Overlord, and cancelling any Spore Crawler that he might start in his main base. But I think it's almost always Void Ray on this map recently. He does see the Void Ray as well, so he should just completely skip Spores until about 350, 355, as that Oracle's not going to be across the map for a long time, especially if these Zerglings force it to go back to defend. There's only 1 adept so far, and it's an orange hit point adept. There is that pylon that I was talking about, so quite a vulnerable wall off. That pylon has a lot of surface area. It could get focused very easily. Ooh. Zerglings will pull away. Evo chamber. It's going to be a fast melee build. It's a good opening, especially against the Void Rays. This is Forge into Twilight. It looks like just Void Ray double Oracle into probably a charge build. I think Blink off of this opening sucks. Void Ray and 2 Oracles is just such a big expense. Zergling's going to try and force these Oracles to at least turn on the laser beams. And does force another Adept Warp in as well. 6 Zerglings going down. Not too bad. I think forcing another Adept Warp in is nice. That's not really a unit Hero wanted to be building. 4th hatchery in the middle already. 6th queen building. Roach Warren goes down. That's a safety Roach Warren. Doesn't want to really use it. And I actually despise Roach Warren on this map because the amount of ground you have to cover is so big. So until you have Roach speed, charge zealots are actually really annoying. Like Hero's given so many players problems by just running Zealots into multiple bases, driving a Warp Prism into the main and doing, you know, causing problems there as well. But this game, it's just 4-gate Templar Archives with no Robo. So it looks like a very kind of just like ground-based, maybe, surely not Archon Zealot pressure just running across the map, is it? Hero's build orders are usually pretty poorly thought out. He's going to go 8 gates without a Robo. He'll just run some Zealots across the map. Well, Zerglings get 2 Adepts. That's beautiful. And a battery cancel. Really well done. There's just so few units on the ground. Dude, Hero has been so greedy. And Solar, happy to take that trade, man. Beautiful trade for the Zerg. Oracles, though, going to find damage. Solar. Now, normally I criticize Solar for not having an Overlord on that north side, but this is a Void Ray opening, so you don't want to leave those Overlords sitting out in the edges where Void Ray can come along and snipe them, so it's totally normal to get caught off by a little bit of this edge harassment in this sort of game. Oh, he's going to go Spire, and on the natural as well. Oh, yeah, against Archon Zealot, that should be excellent for just flying in and doing damage. Look at this, it's just Mass Cannon Archon Zealot. Guys, because he's playing Solar, and Solar always just does Roach all-ins. So Hero's just like literally assuming there's a Roach all-in, and he's just trying to make enough Zealot Archon Cannon and then Storm to defend it. Hero has no idea that this is actually a Mutalisk build. I'd love to see another gas. I mean, Solar's already on 73 drones, 7 gases, which is great. I don't think he wants to give away what he's doing by rushing both gases on the 4th with the Spire, but Oracles don't really know what's happening just yet. Oh, he's going to see it. Hero sees the Spire as it finishes. I still think it's worth committing at this point, even though this gives Hero essentially a 40-second warning to build Phoenix. I think you can still mass muta here. But I think Solar should also build about 5 more drones, maybe 10, and take a 5th base. Because if you can get 10 gases up, doesn't matter. He's not going to be able to build enough Phoenix to match your mutas. You could just overwhelm them. Roachling tries to go across. The Oracles have plenty of energy, so running home is the correct move. You'll lose a few Roaches and Lings here. But this is good, because if the Zealot Archon came for a base trade or something, he could have like gone in for the counter attack, and that's usually... You don't really want to fight the Zealot Archon Phoenix front on with Lings and Mutas. You want to kind of base trade. Now, there is extra cannons coming in, so Hero's going to be pretty solid on 3 bases. This is why I said Solar needs to drone up to at least 80, preferably 85 or maybe 90, and take the gases immediately. This is a big thing players miss when they're playing Mutalisks. They don't take those gases early enough. He should have killed this Oracle. There we go. Oracles are really good map control units. Solar's trying to stop these Zealots. He's got good vision there. He's got a really good ring of vision. These mutas are going to be careful for now. Look at this, guys. He's already got drones rallying on. Beautiful. Only 80 workers. I kind of wish it was 90, because then you can actually build spines as well, and spines are really good in these sorts of games. Because inevitably there's going to be some sort of base trade at some point. But 1 Phoenix already falls and a Void Ray, and that's huge. No mutas going down. Disaster for Hero. Hero securing a 4th base is a conundrum. On the other hand, he's got a lot of Storm and Archons. And remember, guys, we've been talking a lot the last few days about chucking a Zerg. That's what I would do here. If I was in Solar's shoes, I would shove my mutas into Phoenix, Storm, Archon, and lose them all. Solar, though, gets a Phoenix, gets a cannon. When the Archon comes, he does pull back. 2 mutas for that is great. Anything approximating even trading is really good for Solar. Roachling, of course, struggling against these Zealots, but he picks off a few of them. Tries to rotate the mutas in. He would have loved to dive through and kill those High Templar. That's what he was looking for. But dude, this Oracle surviving is massive. Keeps tagging the mutas and tracking where they are. Oh, the Oracle goes down, though. And look at that, guys. The Lings are going to get in. The Roaches find an Archon. That's such a big snipe. The Lings, they get an Immortal. An Archon goes down to the Roaches. But he pulls the whole army back and he runs away. This is such high-level play for Solar, who's now building a Baneling nest. Ooh, he's not got spines at home. And there's going to be about 400 Zealots arriving very soon. Oh, Archons get some big splashies. Okay, he's going to try and fight this head on. He gets the Archon, maybe? If he can kill the Archon, that would be huge. That Archon is going to survive. Oh, the Muta's taking some storms. Okay, pulls away from the storms, but the Mutas need a bit of time to regen. They don't really have that luxury right now. There's only 1 Archon, 1 Storm, 1 Phoenix. Almost nothing that actually shoots up here. Oh, wait, there's 2 more Archons. The Mutas, oh my god, the Mutas are so damaged. Solar, a bit slow to run drones, does lose 6 of them. He's still on 4 bases. If he can clear this army, it's massive. But those Archons. Those 5 Archons are a problem. He's going to keep cutting off the reinforce, and then he's got to come in with one big muta spread and overwhelm the Archons. It's 5 Archons with +2. He's going to lose 2 bases. He's going to try and counterattack. He's going to go for the Archon first. It doesn't get much splash damage off. And the Phoenix and the Cannon doing really good damage. Archon Zealot's still up in amongst it. And I can't believe it. Heroes actually brought this back. Just goes to the push, and those Archons just enough. Oh, my lord. I can't believe he did it, man. I think a few Banelings to clear these Zealots could have been massive. Ooh. Mutas and Corruptors trying to move south. One Phoenix goes down. Another one goes down. Beautiful. Phoenix does take dig damage there as well. But, I mean, he just can't kill this, and Solar has to GG. This was an excellent game by Solar. I think he was in a really good, potentially game-winning position. But 2 crucial things. The first is letting the Spire get scouted, which it happens, but could he have done something to solve it? Let's check. Okay, guys, so this Oracle Scout was huge. Personally, I would have built the Spire here. If I'm taking this front base, I would be like, I think this is the most unscoutable position for the Protoss. He still might have seen it after coming down there and gone out. The Queens were all out front the base defending the Oracles. Totally valid response. And I think his Queens should have pulled back to here quicker, and he should have pulled this Queen and this Queen and just A-moved them to here. If he A-moves those 2 Queens to here, and these 3 Queens also A-move to here, I think the Oracles come down. There's a Queen here shooting them. There's another, even if they try to fight the Queen, she can just fight. These Oracles are already damaged. This guy's got no shields. The other one, he has to fly away. He's not going to throw his Oracles away right now. He's not willing to do that. So this was a bit of a slow response, and this is a bit unfortunate, man. This is really hard. This is really, really hard. Unfortunate for Solar, but he just you've got to be aware when you're going a Muta build. You saw the Oracles here. At this point, you should have already started moving Queens up to respond. You have to hide this Spire. If this Spire comes as a surprise, I think it's basically a free win for Hero. The first Mutas would fly in, kill 10 plus probes, possibly 20 probes. I think Hero's completely screwed. Okay, guys, so around this point, let's see where everything went wrong for Solar. I think Banelings is not the right call necessarily. I don't think it's the worst. Banelings is good because it clears the Zealots. And if he clears the Zealots, Lings and Roaches could have surrounded the Archons and won the game. I think what I'm coming to as I look at this later stage of the replay in my mind is that he did really good, but he just was too slow on the Baneling Nest. Because he has a lot of time here to build that Baneling Nest. Like, look at this. And he's got time. Like, he should have already started it. He's just now started it. And he's maxed out. Because if he could have morphed Banelings to roll into the Zealots, the Ling Roach can surround the Archons with the Mutas, and it's an easy win. The problem is that the Zealots were actually really effective at killing his drones, killing his bases, and defending the anti-air against the ground units, which turned it into a Mutas against Mass Storm Archon battle. And I think this is the crucial mistake for Solar here. Even with the Spire scouted, I think he played an excellent game. I think without the ability to clear the Zealots, with Banelings defensively, he actually ends up losing to essentially a Mass Zealot Archon timing, which should not be happening this deep in the game. And that's just, that Baneling Nest is about a minute, you could argue even a minute and a half late. He could have squeezed that bad boy in much earlier. And great storms, by the way, by Hero. I'm kind of shocked that he managed to keep this alive, but he just had enough Archons, right? And it kept looking like, well, this is not going to work out, but then more Archons keep arriving. And you can just see it's a narrow margin, but if the Zealots aren't all able to do this, some Lings and Roaches surrounding at the same time, these Archons disappear to Mutiling Roach surrounds. GG, well played though. Hero, as always, pulls a rabbit out of a hat. Alright guys, let's go. We got Hero in the top right side of the map. The Wizard works his way out of trouble, just finds a Solar that was so focused on picking apart all the advanced units. I think Solar, the way he plays, that last game is very good against a guy who's open Blink. But sometimes you forget when your opponent's on Zealot heavy, they can shove and it catches you off guard. And this is not me just, oh, I'm making apologies for Solos, throwing them. I remember one of the last times I was on a big streak of playing Mutas. Oh, Shizzlefizz, we got to play an ad break? No, that's fine. If we have any mods on, can you guys snooze the ad break? Hopefully this game doesn't go too long. We'll see how we go. I think we can snooze it a few times if we get any mods on. Anyways, sorry, to continue. I was on a streak of playing a lot of Muta builds in this matchup. A lot of success. And this was around the time when Mute, the Peruvian Protoss player, started getting really good. And I played him a few times in tournaments. And Mute would always just make a ton of slow zealots and then like quite a delayed charge, but would just have a lot of zealots. So he just had a very cheap, cost-efficient, meaty army. And the moment he'd see mutas, no matter how well I hide it, there'd just be this crazy move across of Zealot Archon. And it was just so many more units with higher damage, higher hit points than you're used to. When you're dealing with like Stalkers and they're like, oh, he's got mutas, I'll push with like 14 Blink Stalkers. This is very like fancy blinking back army that like picks at you and starts to get some good kills. When a Zealot Archon army moves you, it just kills everything. So like the Zealots just charge on top and just start ripping drones in half. Like you need to be able to deal with it. So once again, an absolutely horrendous wall off here from Hero. A weak point on the left, and he's got to build a second pylon to actually create a choke point on the right side. But Hero gonna do Hero things, guys. We're down with it. I mean, with energy recharge oracles and Ling Floods no longer being such a powerful strategy, which was always something which plagued Protoss for most of Legacy of the Void's history, was Ling Floods being so powerful. I think it's not as big of a problem. Like before energy recharge, these sort of wall offs were a much more serious threat. Pig, have you managed to find a counter for Rock yet? Oh, sorry, are we doing salt mines? No, Rock has no counter. I hope SK Trash Cans, low APM restricted league is going well for them. As always, people raging on the ladder is fun. Third hatchery does go down. Inject, inject, very nice. Stargate's finishing up. Okay, what does Solar aim for? I feel like Solar's instincts say, I can't believe that game slipped away. I've used up my fancy, but I think he just goes Overlord drop, like brings the 4 queens across, does a Ravager Ling, queen drop all in. Oh, my camera is still on the screen? Yeah, no worries. Thanks, guys. Sorry, I normally remove that. I was just showing you while I was injecting myself a bit into the early game. Pig, Rock has no counter. Have you tried Scissors? That's the only option I know other than Rock. That's true. I noticed that Hero probes before the Cybercore are kind of unorthodox. He doesn't do that always. Hero's build orders are completely random and inconsistent. I used to obsess over his openings, and then I realized nothing he does like matters. He will just randomly be like, I'm gonna do a 21 Cybercore this game, and you're like, huh? I'll check on the next few games. I bet he does 20 Cybercore on this. Oh my god. What the hell is wrong with Hero? Guys, that's a gape. The only thing this pylon does is it creates a gape here and a gape there. He needs 2 adepts to wall off his base. Oh my gosh. What? What's wrong with you, Hero? I think if he built the pylon here, it wouldn't have been too bad. Even though the pylon would have been super exposed, I guess. Yeah, Hero's wall offs are appallingly bad. It's actually so funny. I think he doesn't have the building grid turned on. There's no excuse for placing buildings the way he did. Actually, no, because we saw the building grid. We saw his first-person view at the Chinese tournament, and he was literally hovering buildings over to try to figure out how to wall off in real time. He'd messed up his wall so bad, we caught him in real time trying to fix it. It was really funny. 3 drones go down. Oh, really? We're going to fight a queen? Oh, transfuse? Ah, he didn't have transfuse energy. He tried to pull the queens from the other side. Should have just kept hitting this oracle. Could have got her in the red. I think oracles are meant to be robot pilots, right? I think they're robotic. I don't know. Stalker is not a wall off, not even close. That's not even close to a wall off. That's... I love that this Stalker's cosplaying as a door right now. It's like there's a huge hole here and here. So stupid. But Solar, too traumatized from running in and getting trapped inside with oracles on top of him. He doesn't want to do that. And, oh no, he's on the wrong side of the map. Good drone pull away. Only loses 1 drone? Oh, Solar with a sick bait. That was actually really smooth, man. Cleans up all 3 adepts. His Ling's still not running into the base. He's still treating this like it's a real wall. I don't think he's really thinking about it too much. He's too busy. Oracles come in. Evo chamber goes down. Nicely done. Lara finishing. 4 gases building and a 4th hatchery on the left side, which Hero has not found just yet. The Lings are going to finally decide to walk straight into the base. And Hero, I can't believe he didn't even realize this. What a silly guy. I mean, it's a lot of lings, but that's so worth it, man, right? 7, 8, 9 probes. Maybe could have focused a few more in the main as well. Oh, barely misses a probe in the natural and 2 probes in the main. Also got in the red. I think 8 probes is still great damage, though, for a bunch of Zerglings. He's going to go Spire again. Solar's decided, you know what? I was in a good position. He will not expect it this time. And he's okay on drones. He's not in a bad drone position. I think the Spire timing is great. If Solar can get to 70 workers pretty quickly now, maybe squeeze that 7th gas in like he did in the last game. Okay, so finally another pylon goes down, guys, and that is actually a choke point if the Zealot moves down. The Zealot is not walling off right now because it's on the top. It needs to be in this position. It's like really basic how walls work. It's very consistent. If you guys go play StarCraft 1, walls have weird special rules, like it's impossible on the left side of a forge, but not the right side if you're walled off with the forge and a gateway. Hero does fix that. He does notice it. Cybercore's going to get focused, though. Oh, that's a good snipe. The Zealot should attack. The Zealot should attack. That's the highest damage unit there. Okay, does save the Cybercore. Stalker's coming in, so it's going to be a 6-gate? No, 4-gate. It's got a few gateways coming in behind, but it's going to be a multiple gateway thing. The Zerglings should go to the right. Those stasis traps are dangerous. Lings will go for a bit of a surround. Oracles turn on their lasers. That means they're pretty low on energy. Still 1 stasis over to that right side. Mutas are building, guys. I think the Mutas should just fly across the map, honestly. The Mutas, do they get spotted? I think they might have. Yes, they did. He saw the Muta popping out. Oh, he should have cancelled that Mutalisk egg that was building on the 4th base. Then he could have snuck it in. Now cannons are building. Oracles are recalling. The natural wall off is not ready, but he's got Stalkers cleaning up an Overseer. Stalkers will get in position. And there we go. The Stalkers are going to go forward. He blinks towards and gets 2 Mutalisks to start the fight. But the Lings are trying to surround. The Mutas do take out 1 Oracle. But another Mutalisk goes down, and that's a good start there for Hero. Slapping down a bunch of those, building a few Phoenix here. Phoenix, incredibly high damage against Mutalisks, and having a cannon in each mineral line. Actually, no cannon in the 3rd just yet, but I think he figures that's where his Stalkers can defend. Oh, he's going to get another Muta or 2. 5 Mutas already dead. Solar says it's okay. I know his wall's going to be wide open because I'm playing a nincompoop. Oh, Hero with a quick reaction does wall off in time. Yeah, at this point, I've noticed there's a few people like out there in the community, guys, who are like habitually, they're always like, it's on purpose. Hero leaves his wall open on purpose. It's a trap. It's always efficient. When was the last time you saw Hero take any damage? I've seen a few people posting stuff like this. I think either they're rage baiting or they're just like have their eyes closed and their fingers in their ears while they're watching a game of StarCraft 2. We've seen Hero lose so many games to the wall off. There's a reason we mention it. I get it gets tiresome, but like, I don't know, man. You know, if you see if you see an MMA fighter who can't wrestle and he keeps getting tackled to the ground and choked out, you're gonna mention it, man. Even if he's such a good striker that he often wins by just knocking his opponent out before that happens, we're not gonna pretend reality doesn't exist. I know there's always some hardcore fans who don't like that. That's a slow Zealot walk by, guys. Not a run by, a walk by. The Mutas should just clean that up for free, I think. Oh, he wants the High Templar! He wants the High Templar! He finds one, and he forces the Archon Morph. No Storm Energy for you. But, problem. Guess what, guys? Those Mutas will go down to the Phoenix, but he's got a big Roach Ravager Ling build. He says, guess what? I'm not even committing to Mutas, you dum-dum. 4 Phoenix aren't going to help you against this. You've lost all your Storm Energy. Your Stalkers are isolated. Your 4th base is going to go down. The Oracles will try to help out. Meanwhile, we've got down there Zealots slowly getting cleaned up by those Mutalisks. Those slow Zealots struggling. The Roachling army is decent, but Hero's supply is so high. Even on basic units, Hero might be okay. Corruptors are building right now. I don't know why he's building Corruptors, I guess for the Phoenix. But that is kind of an issue because he needs to deal with the slow Zealot Stalker that's pushing him back right now. Solar has not had a good work account. He's been pretty desperate this game. Zealot does warp in the door once again. Phoenix are very useful against Ravagers. That is, yeah, that's the reason he wants the Corruptors. That's a good point. I kind of realized that, but I was like, it just feels awkward because I thought Hero might chase him all the way to his base, and their army supply is like dangerously close right now. So Corruptors are good for like making sure he doesn't pick off your Ravagers, but you gotta make sure you don't just die to slow Zealot. Phoenix goes down to the Corruptors. Ravagers arm off. He doesn't have many Ravagers on the front though. I think Solar might want to take a second till his Ravagers get here. Biles will make a massive difference when this fight happens. Corruptors doing some very good damage. Gotta be careful of these Storms and Immortals coming in. I think Solar's run out of steam, guys. He's only up 40 army supply of Roach Ravager Corruptor. It's not a good army for him. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hero's army is still mostly basic units, every Archon, every Immortal, every Storm that comes out, all Hero needs to do is buy time. He's up in workers. Storms! Absolutely massive storms. The Roach Ravager pullback's pretty quick. Bile's trying to land, but they completely miss. Another storm goes down. I don't think Solar has the numbers. He doesn't have the economy. And there's just too much stuff out here for Hero. Hero has survived the Mutalisk stage of the game once again. And that is absolutely massive. Huge hold there. Oh, he's going to sack some Roaches. Gets himself a High Templar. Forces 2 more to morph into an Archon. Great micro there by Solar. Really good micro by Solar as he's going to micro back here. Really, really, really well done. He does pull back. Sorry there, guys. Just had a bit of a tab out there for a tech issue. Oh my god, that's 5. 5 Archons? Oh, if he had like 8 Ravagers, maybe, but he's got none. He just lost his last Ravager to that pickoff. He's got a 5th base in the middle. But Solar is very poor, and against an 8-gas Protoss, I mean, Hero could do anything right now. He can keep attacking, he can turtle, wait for more Storm, build up the Immortal Archon count. Roachling is not beating this. Solar's going to try to trap these Stalkers, but it turns out the Archons are there ready to protect. Stalkers pull back on the left. And a few Ravagers do come in quite nicely. Good Storm on the flanking Roaches, though. Really, really good play. And Hero's just too powerful, man. The Mutas aren't working out for Solar. Mutas absolutely can work in this matchup, but there's a lot of things you got to do right. You got to stitch together a lot of pieces. It's especially good when it's a surprise maneuver. And the Mutalisk, once again, getting spotted popping is so big. I really feel like there's just an issue here, guys. There's just an issue. 2 games in a row, Solar's done a pretty good build, but he's had his Mutas scouted. And Mutas can work when they're scouted, but it's much harder to make work, as we've seen in this game. Roach Ravager pushing forward, getting some pickoffs. I'm going to try and go in, but Hero's been pretty good about dodging the Biles, and whenever he wants, he can commit, pick up 3 Ravagers with the Phoenix. He's going to go for now. He does pump this Phoenix a little bit. Biles will maybe take out 1. No. Solar's too surrounded anyway. Hero just is oversupply on him, and in too good of a position. I want to show you that moment just really quickly here. So, obviously, guys, you build the Mutas off your hotkey. Hatcheries on the hotkey. There's a single Muta here, and he just didn't realize under all the pressure he was under, he needed to just select that egg and cancel it, especially now when he doesn't have vision. It's so unfortunate. That Muta pops out. Hero instantly, look at this from Hero's point of view, guys. Chronos a Phoenix, starts a cannon, starts another cannon, blinks back those units, sees the army going across the map. He says, okay, let's recall these guys, warps in more Stalkers, and then he immediately kills 5 Mutalisks within the first minute of these Mutas arriving on his side of the map. And that's so bad for Solar, man. Mutas are expensive units. He takes the teeth out of this before it even gets started. This is just such a good start for Hero, purely because of that 1 Mutalisk popping in the wrong location. GG's. All right, guys, Hero in the bottom right side. He's on a tear right now, and Solar, well, I have a feeling, unfortunately, as a guy who really enjoys Mutalisk play, I don't think we're going to see Solar play Mutalisks for like another month or 2, maybe 3 months. There's a thing where, like, I think Hero's just shaking his confidence with it. I think he's just going to go, Mutas don't work. There's so much going on in StarCraft games. Often you are just playing based off of feel. And even though I think, realistically, you have to just hide your Mutalisks better. That's both games, I think, were very, very playable and potentially big advantages with the Mutas, but ooh, he anticipates Hero going for the block and goes for 15 hatchery before Overlord. Solar's been getting so good at guessing when Protoss players are going to go for that block. I love it. Get the hatchery down. Nice. Probe rotating. Gateway there. Cybercore goes here. And then he's going to once again have a big gaping opening. So the thing I really dislike about these openings, it's not just that the wall's vulnerable and he often messes it up, guys. It's also he has to use 2 pylons in the wall, and you don't really want to. You don't have a lot of production space around these. You could build a few buildings behind the pylons, but not too much, right? And it just means he's going to have 1 pylon in the main, right, to build a Stargate in a few buildings, but it's going to take forever until he actually has space to build more gateways. And that's why sometimes Hero's building placement is actually a little bit awkward because he just doesn't have many pylons spread around his bases as well. Now, someone mentioned earlier it's weird that he starts probing before going Cybercore. You can see, no, he does the normal build here. I think that was just him being a weirdo. He will randomly just like, because he's so instinctive and intuitive, And Hero is not married to any one way of doing things. He's always just making little adjustments and changes based off of the cuff, just off the cuff, just off his feelings. He's like, oh, I feel like doing this. And for most players, that's a recipe for disaster. For like very methodical players, if they start doing that, it can actually really hurt them. But for him, and I've actually tried to start playing Protoss a little bit more like this myself, where, because my comfort zone is methodical, repetitive openings and build orders, but I've watched enough Dark and Hero over the last few years and seen how dynamic they are in a wide range of situations. And I really just said to myself, hey, I want that. I want to not fall apart when the game gets messy. I want to be able to smile the way I see Dark or Hero smile when the game just devolves into utter chaos and go, yeah, man, like, this is good for me. I'm well practiced in this situation. So I purposely, one of the things I did, inspired by Hero specifically, was I started doing different openings every game. And just tiny differences, right? Where I'd be like, oh, now I'm randomly going to go Cybercore before Nexus, which means I then need to go second Pylon before second gas, changes my gas timings, my Adepts are slightly earlier. And I would just swap between that and then the gate before, core. And I'd swap back and forth randomly. And I would just do these little changes. With one game, I don't chrono my gateway at all. I just chrono the heck out of my probes. And then the next game, I chrono the heck out of my gateway. And it's just, I purposely have been like, I guess, denying repeatability to myself. So I'm forced to constantly be adapting in the moment. And it has made me a little bit more dynamic. Now, it's hard to click on that creep tumor, but he does it. Now, you might be wondering, how did he click on that creep tumor, guys? Hero had to scroll his screen right up so he could click above the queen. Because of the perspective, you see how her model right now, if I click here, it's going to click and it's going to select her head. But if I go further north, now we're more top down above her. And now you can click above her to target the Zerglings very easily. And that was the same positioning with the creep tumor. So hot little tip there, if you guys are struggling with a Reaper or with an Adept harassment, to click on the creep tumor when the queen's directly below it, make sure you scroll up so the queen is at the very bottom of your screen. And you can do that. Void Ray does get an Overlord straight away. Nexus goes down. He's already gone early Spore in the main, and he's going to go straight there. Okay, yeah. Solar's just going to go straight Hydra Den. He's going to rush directly to Hydra Den and probably do like a 66, 60, maybe even just 5 gas Hydra timing. I think he'll just go for a Hydraling all in. Problem, this will be a charge build, and I think charge lots can overwhelm. If you just go pure like Zealot Archon, you can sometimes overwhelm the pure Hydraling army. It's like a very high damage kind of glass cannon army from the Zerg, and if you can get those +1 Zealots out in good numbers, they can overwhelm it. Void Ray is going to try and defend. Good micro on the Adepts. This is a bad trade for Solar. Yeah, he gets one and then should run away, but he misclicks, stays there. There's quite a few of those. Oracle's going to be a nuisance. Good reaction by Solar. Oracle could go for another one, but the queens are there. 2 Adepts coming forward. Oh, it's a Nidus Queen Ling all in. Never mind. Even faster all in, even more brutal. He wants to get in well before +1 finishes, and I think he'll be able to as well. With a Void Ray there, it's kind of hard, but he can always throw a Nidus across the wall off as well. Oh, he's already shoving. He's already shoving. Go for the... What's he doing? Oh, Adepts just went in. Adepts just went in. Okay, Lings will deal with these Adepts eventually, but good positioning by Hero. Ling's going ham right now. The Wall-Off's in trouble. Nidus Worm in the main as well. Game's getting a bit chaotic. A lot of Lings are dying. You got to be a bit worried about throwing too many Lings away before the fight starts. 25 Lings have already gone down. The Wall-Off gets cancelled. Cannons go up. Nidus pops in the main. Creep Tumor goes down. Queens and Zerglings inside your main. Not to mention Massling on the front that can either ransack the third or run into the natural, which is of course going to be wide open because this is Hero. And he does not know how to close the door if his life depends on it. And it very clearly does depend on it here. If he was able to get 2 Archons up on the ramp, totally different game. Instead, he's going to lose the Archon before it can morph. Lings and Queens are going to kill everything. And it looks like a nice all-in for Solar. Finally, able to punish Hero's absolutely rampant greed. If he kept the Wall-Off up and got 2 Archons up, there's a chance here. There is a chance. Still would have been very tough, but 2 Archons... deals with the Lings really well. They just wouldn't really be able to deal with the Queens. Oracle's going to go down almost. Oh, not quite. There's also 2 Spine Crawlers in the main, guys. Something about building some big tentacles inside your opponent's main base that makes me deeply happy as a Zerg player. +1 did kick in, so the Zealots, 2 cannons are going to try and defend the low ground. But if you lose all of your bases, other than that one base, Against a Zerg going to 4 bases and droning up, you are going to be in massive trouble. Not to mention the creep spread. Hero's just going to tap out. He knows he is absolutely screwed there. Solar does not go down without a fight. Sorry about the scoreboard, by the way, guys. I accidentally flipped that when I was zooming in and out. Obviously, 2-0 for Hero, now 2-1. Alright, guys, Hero in the top right side drops a map to the old Chandray Annihilator build, one that Dark used to get in with very regularly. But Solar, I think, hit a bit earlier, a bit more efficiently than Dark would have. Dark always did that build shockingly late in the game, when you least expected it. Chat was asking, how the hell would you even scout that coming? Like, what could Hero have done better there? And the trick to scout that is you need to scout very early. The lair. If you see the lair has started before 4 minutes 20, something like that. I don't know the exact time. I would guess he started it at about 3:45, something like that. Then you usually can go, oh, something crazy is happening, and that's one of the main options. Maybe a super fast Hydra build as well. It's another option. Do you need to be scouting for drones on the 3rd against that build? I think that's pretty touch and go. It's hard to keep track of the workers. That could be one tell. Is they can give you a bit of warning. The lair is more reliable, but yeah, if you see not that many drones on the 3rd, you're like, hey, there's no Evo, no Roach Horn, not many drones on the 3rd. You don't really see any extra gases coming down on the natural of the 3rd base. Those all can be tells. Essentially, if you compare that, you know, 4 minutes 20, 4.5 minutes, whatever, to a normal build, you're like, normally they got a Roach Horn or an Evo, and they're thinking about adding a gas soon, and they're droning that 3rd a bit harder. But they can transfer drones from the natural to the 3rd as well to like make it more convincing. Like, there's a lot of things they can do to hide what they're doing. All right, once again, big gape, but that's okay. He's going to go for the Cybercore into the 2nd gases hero. Once again, 20 Cybercore, pretty standard. Probe is being a nuisance. Now, White Rabbit, I haven't seen as much DVP on. Hard to get across the map if like it's a Blink Stalker opening that's pressuring you, but Hero's been spamming so many Zealots recently, and it really feels like all the Zergs are struggling against it. The word on the street is that the new Storm is a bit bigger, makes it easier to defend those like Roach Hydra or just pure Roach Ravager mass builds that used to cause so much trouble for Zealot openings. So it's just a little bit harder to punish a charge first build. You guys watching live, don't forget to sign up for the viewer tournament. It's on tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. Really looking forward to it. Going out with the brothers tonight for a beer and some food, so hopefully I don't hopefully we don't leave I won't drink too much. I'll bring my A game to commentate you viewers. Should be fun. We'll have players of all skill levels. We're doing one once a month these days. Today's is a bit different, or tomorrow's is a bit different, but normally it's going to be the last Sunday of each month. So I'm not sure. I think we might have to change the date on the next one as well because of Pigfest. But normally, we're kind of trying to make it a monthly thing, the viewer tournament, because I think it's so much fun. And we might try and do a 2v2 tournament one of these days as well. But at the moment, it's a Swiss bracket, open to all skill levels. We've had a lot of noobs playing their first tournaments, which has been really fun. A lot of people who've never played ladder games even playing. And it's been a really good just community building experience. Everyone hopping on. No one gets eliminated, 7 rounds. So it's all about just seeing how good a score you can get in those 7 rounds. And whilst the seeding is totally random, it will match you with people with the same score as you in each round. So if you're winning a lot of games, you're going to play really hard players. If you're losing a lot of games, you're going to play much lower level players, which is fun. Stalker gets the Overlord. 3rd Nexus comes down. As always, just go to my Twitch chat if you want to sign up for the viewer tournaments. ! Viewer tournament. And we'll try to always have the following one open at least a few weeks ahead of time for people to sign up and save the date. Twilight Council comes down pretty quickly here, guys. 2 Oracles, Twilight, 2 more Gateways. It could just be a quick blink, but it could easily be Glaive Adept 4 gate. I'm looking for that 4th Gateway to go down. I'm expecting that 4th Gateway to go down even. Another Adept just warped in at home. Roachwarren will place for Solar. Solar's got a good little worker lead. 5 workers so far. Oh, charge. Are we going to pull off gas? Are we doing an 8-gate charge? Oh, Hero, not even bothering with +1. He's literally just going to run Zealots across the map. This is such a basic build. I love it. Fake gas taken on the front. He's not really using that. He's still probing. He doesn't need to, I guess, rally to either the gas or the third. He's going to rally to the third now. Chrono's the third to make it look more like a macro build. It's like, look, I'm building economy. Tries to cancel the fourth base so that Solar's thinking about late game. Oh, no, my fourth got cancelled. Got to quickly rebuild that. You know, oh, quick. You know, got to think about the future. He's also built 16 Lings, which aren't going to be very good against the Zealots. It's not terrible, but not amazing. And Solar, a lot of players don't want to build Roaches. This looks pretty normal. Hero's doing a pretty good job of selling a story right now. Yeah, Zealot's starting to warp in. The gateways are transforming. I think it's 7 gate. Still pretty scary though. Ling's trying to trade right now. Problem is if he loses all of his Lings, he loses all of his map presence. Units lost tab looking pretty damn good for Hero. And double gas on the third. He has no need of that double gas. It's purely to trick Solar. He's like, yeah, cool. It's a totally normal build, man. Oh, and now the Zealots just run through the middle with the Oracle's Heals. Warp in more Zealots and rally them behind the Zerglings. We'll finally see what's happening. He is building Roaches and Lings of his own. Is it early enough, though? His new fourth base will get cancelled. He's got to pull back and defend in the natural. But even losing the fourth base is rough. Because he's already lost to the Oracles. Cancel! Oh my gosh, he waited to the very last second, didn't he? I think he has enough Lings to deal with the Zealots. Especially with like some Roaches helping and the Queens as well. Okay, the Zealots are going to charge in. Queen Roach Zergling going to fight pretty well. Oh, focusing the stasis traps. Very nicely done. Roaches, Queens, Transfuses. Surely he has enough to defend, doesn't he? One Oracle goes down. Oh, the Queens are really helping. And I think that's a pretty good old... He does more for Ravager to keep that Roach alive a bit longer, but it gets popped the moment afterwards. Units lost tab still in favor of Hero, and he can still use these gases, but he's not on them yet. He's literally going blink on like 2 gas mining. Now he goes onto a third gas. Hero's build is... I don't think he had any plan for a next step. He is literally making it up as he goes. He's just going to drop a 7-minute double forge. He needs a fourth base, man. If he's going to play Gateway Man and he's floating money like this, he desperately needs to take a fourth base. He's going to build a Robo, a Battery, a Pylon, make some Stalkers. Oh, Hero's got to spend this money, bro. I guess he's just going to spend it all on Stalkers because he figures Solar's going to all in, and that is the correct read. It is the correct read. Never mind. Jared's a dum-dum. Roach Ravager coming in. He's got plenty of Stalkers. Oh, I love the Sentry there and the Battery coming up on the natural as well. Zealot count is massive. Zealot count is massive, man. Solar is all in, but he's going to take big damage to that Zealot counter. These Stalkers, can they survive? It's a lot of Roach Ravager jumping on top. There's 2 Queens here as well to deal with the Oracle. Biles will take out the Battery. The Roach Ravager on the backside, trying to micro as well as they can. Oh, there's a Stasis Trap there. It is going to get Bile down instantly, though. Oh, a few Roaches and Ravagers do get frozen, though. Back at home, it looks like the Zealots did get defended, but Solar's not mining his third, and that is a massive Stalkers. Oh, man. I mean, Hero's struggling to spend his money, but does it matter? If you get that many Blink Stalkers against a Roachling all-in, turns out you're totally fine either way. He had the perfect read. I really thought Solar was going to macro out of that. I was so focused on Hero's transition, but Solar is always a guy who loves to go all in wherever possible. And I think Hero may have seen the Overlord speed with these Overlords moving quickly. So he may have already said, nah, you're 100% just going to go for a Roach Ravager Ling Flood, drop the Queens and try to kill me. And it's a long map. It's not the best map for it. He had plenty of time to prepare. And now he goes for the fourth base. The double forge is upgrading. Hero in a really good position against the Solar. I've talked about this before. Solar, when his first attack doesn't fail, he almost always just builds the same army and goes for the second round. He has a really good win rate with this against foreign players because they never expect it, even though he does it every time. The Korean players are always ready for it because they're like, dude, it's Solar. He always tries to kill you with Roach Ravager Zergling, and then if you hold, he builds another army and hits again 2 minutes later with the same build. Same timing round 2. Zealot counter goes in. Stalker's doing really good in the middle of the map. Zealot defends the left side as well. Hero Zealot's going after these drones. Every drone he kills is super high value. Stalker's picking off Queens and Roaches in the middle of the map. He does recall to defend the Lings that get inside his natural and now his main base, but Zealot warp in there as well. This one's not going to do any damage. Really good handling there. So those Zerglings, nice kills for a Hero. He's happy to clean things up. He's got a fourth base up. Chronoing is 1-1. He wants those ready for the next fight, and I think they'll be ready just in time. Could transfer from the main to his fourth, but he's caught. He's got the bigger fish to fry. Roach Ravager all in. And he's got a similar Stalker count. 30 Stalkers to about 40 Roaches and Ravagers. Stalkers with 1/1 and Blink are the much better units. Dives forward, jumps on top. You can see the Oracle's doing crazy damage as well. Dodges most of the Biles. The Zealots and the Sentry do get hit, as well as one Bile landing on that Stalker. Hero shoving like this. Was this a bit too cocky? He's throwing away a lot of Stalkers. He headbutts again. He's let Lings in his main. They're killing a lot of probes. Dude, he throws his Stalkers into the meat grind, just headbutting, blinking forward. Hero showing zero respect to Solar. And now he is down 30 supply. Oh gosh, I mean, it's Roach Ravager supply, it's bad supply. I don't think Solar's ahead, but he's now in a vaguely competitive position, and he was dead just 1 minute ago. He was completely dead in the water. But Hero, rather than using Finesse, he decided to use his forward. Decided to just headbutt Solar's army by blinking on top of him. I think he's got enough to defend. Finally cleans up those Zerglings. He really needs to put these guys back on gas, onto the 4th base. And that Templar Archives is, of course, going to allow him to make Archons. Hero does pick off a Ravager and 2 Roaches with the Oracle. Really well done. Let's see if he ever transfers workers. Hero is very chaotic. Finally puts on the 6th gas. Puts back on gas in the main. Bit too much, but that's okay. Starts probing, building more Immortals to counter the Roaches. Solar is frozen on 56 drones, guys. He's not transitioning. He never will. He knows he's too far behind. He can't let this game go on. Going to go for a Ling run by round 16. Hero does catch 2 of the Zerglings. Got 3 Immortals ready to actually deal with the other Zergling run by, funnily enough. Good blink back on the Stalkers. Something funny about watching Lings run straight past Immortals there. Roaches slip into the mineral line on the left side, but back at home. Uh-oh. These are 1/1 Zealots. Lings are going to get wrecked by that. He needs Roaches. The Lings in the main, unfortunately, click on a gateway. Tries to bio down the Oracle, not quite able to get it. He does get the 4th Nexus of Hero. Nice snipe there. But dude, those Zealots are trading quite well on the other side of the map. Those 1/1 upgrades, nothing to sniff at. Not to mention so much Roach Ravager getting chased down by the Blink Stalkers. Cannot turn to find it, not this time around. 54 workers for Zerg, 58 for Protoss. Zerg does have a 4th base up, whereas the 4th base is only just started rebuilding for Hero. I don't think it matters though, because Hero's at the point where he can spend his gas to make Archons, and now that you've got 4 Immortals, 4 Archons, your army is just so solid. Storm's on the way, and Solar is being trapped in the same ground. It's Groundhog Day, you know? It's round 5 of Roachling Ravager of 55 workers. He's already done 3 waves that haven't quite worked. It's time to wave 4. Is it wave 4 or wave 5? One of those. It's going to be tough. Blinking forward equals asserting dominance, Pig. That's true. Dude, look at this split on the army. Solar's like, aha, your Stalkers are out of position on the left. But the right side army is... I think Solar will probably insta-GG when he sees this army. Especially if he sees a Psy Storm go down. Like, this army looks pretty measly. He's like, oh yeah, I can jump on this. But on the right side... Oh, the High Templar got left out, actually. He might go forward. Roach Ravager pushing forward. Biles breaking the cannons. Not bad. Soul with some pretty good multitasking. Storms do land on his Roaches on the right side. Oh, he does jump forward and takes out an Immortal or 2. But dude, the Immortal Archon broadsides the Ravagers and starts to just blast them full of lead. Absolutely deadly. These Roaches actually traded pretty well on the right side with the battery overcharge, some Zealot Warpins. That is going to be a hold. And Hero once again stabilizes. Still got High Templar. Every second that goes by, his army gets better and better. And remember, people often go, look at how crazy this is. This is still looking kind of close. It's absolutely not kind of close. The moment Solar decides to drone, Hero will get like 6 full energy High Templar, 8 Immortals, 8 Archons, and just A-move the easiest fight of his life. Solar has to stay on low economy to keep trading, to keep Hero's army small. But that means he's literally on less economy than Protoss the whole time. So all Hero needs to do is just keep surviving, and Solar's running out of steam. He needs to kill these big units, but he can't do it. He's going to get sandwiched. Lands some big Biles, but the problem is the Archon Immortal Zealot comes in for both sides. The Ravager's getting popped. Oh my lord, like overripe fruit. Just juices flowing everywhere, man. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a toddler eating food. What Hero just did reminds me of my nephew. When you can tell when he's done eating, because he'll be eating like some strawberries. He's like, I love strawberries. This is great. Yum. He's like 2 years old. And then when he's done eating, he'll pick up a strawberry and he'll just start juicing it in his hand. And you'll just see him there, and he's just kind of like squeezing it, and there's just like strawberry juice friggin' going everywhere, and it's like dripping down his arm, all over his face, all over him, and he's just got this fat smile on his face. That's exactly what those Archons and Immortals were just doing to those Ravagers. When they came in from two sides, that was just brutal, man. Unnecessary violence for Hero. And honestly, this whole series was all off the back of Solar tried to do sneaky mutas, and they got scouted 2 games in a row. From there, Hero was in an unstoppable position of confidence. GG, well played.